We're recording, Steve.
Okay. Joining us on the specialties hotline are Griffin Mayo, a junior at Honeoye Falls-Lima, and his coach, Ari Freedman-Weiss. Griffin has been a hockey player for Brighton, Honeoye Falls-Lima, East Rochester for the last 3 years, but with hockey on pause, he decided to come out for the swimming and diving team this year. Last week against Canandaigua, he nailed a perfect 10. Griffin, congratulations. Tell us about that dive.
All right, so we got to the meet. We did our little warm-ups we did. We got like a couple of dives on the board before we started actually diving in front of the real judges for the first time. And then my first dive was an inward dive tuck, and it was my first dive I was doing. It was the first one of the meet, and I went up there and I just did it. And then one of the judges on the left side gave me a 10, and then the other two gave me a 7. So that's basically all I did.
Ari, how rare is it for somebody to get a 10?
That was the second 10 in HFL swimming and diving history, both girls and boys. So it's rare. Last one was 1998.
But here's the incredible thing. This was, if in a real year, Griffin, you'd be playing hockey right now, right?
I would, yeah. I would.
When did you make the decision? I think what's really cool about this is you've made the best of a bad situation, right? We've talked so much about what we don't have or what COVID has taken away from us. This gave you an opportunity. I know you want to play hockey, but it gave you an opportunity to try something you probably couldn't ever try. When did you make this decision, and did Coach give you a little nudge?
Yeah, he did give me a little nudge. I heard about the whole diving thing, and I know that since I loved it in intramurals, I wanted to keep doing it, and so I figured since hockey's postponed, I might as well go out and try this. So I just came out and I had a lot of fun with it, a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Ari, talk about it from your perspective when, you've got an athlete a multi-sport athlete comes from another sport. What does Griffin bring to the team, and are you surprised at all by that success?
I'd be lying if I didn't say I was surprised by that 10. As I just said, it's rare. Griffin brings commitment and dedication as an athlete that makes a lot of the other guys on the team kind of turn their head and say, oh, that's what working hard's all about. Griffin, I've just been coaching him just this season, and I think 3 or 4 times already he's called or texted me and said, hey, can I come in early and get some extra board time? So that's what I think is most noticeable about him. Now,
you didn't just you were a diver before, right? You've done it not for the school team, but in other capacities. So it wasn't like you just said, "Hey, I'm going to try diving. I'm a daredevil. I'm going to just try to do something I've never done before," which is certainly not something that would make this even more remarkable because diving is not something you just do. What's your diving background before this year, Griffin?
Before this year, like I said, I did intramurals when I was in 8th grade, and then but before that, pretty much nothing. I've just been like, in backyard pools and stuff, just going out the diving board, stuff like that. It's basically all.
What's the toughest thing to pick up in this sport?
Well, actually, so growing up, I had a trampoline, and obviously there wasn't like formal like being straight, stuff like that, and you didn't have to like be in front of judges. So I kind of just learned all the tricks on my own, and I did them however I wanted. But the hardest thing probably to pick up was like learning how to do the dives in front of judges that would score high and be like in good form and stuff.
Ari, is diving more of a mental or a physical? What makes a good diver?
I think it starts with the mental. So in Griffin's case, I've actually known Griffin since he was kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade, since he was in elementary school, and he was that kind of fearless kid who didn't mind banging his head against the wall and getting right back up and laughing it off. So that kind of fearlessness is the foundation for a good diver, and then the physical stuff just comes with good body control and spatial awareness. And Griffin checks all those boxes.
Griffin, as a diver, do you need to? I know you have to remember what you need to do on the board, and we talked to Alex Kenyon from Bloomfield recently. And I asked him, do you need to have a short memory or a memory where you can apply mistakes you've made in the past? Because I'm just as a non-diver, I would think if you smack on a dive, Do you have to kind of just find a way to block that smack out so you can try it again?
Yeah, and actually, I have a funny story. Last meet, it was actually, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I was going for a 2.5 because I was going to do it in a meet, and my hand slipped off my leg, and I smacked pretty hard right on my face. But yeah, like you said, you just have to find a block, and you just need to put that to the side, and then go do the dive again and practice it. And then I did end up throwing it in the meet, and so that was pretty special.
Griffin, what do you miss most about the hockey? And can you compare like the relationship, like the swimming locker room, the diving locker room around your new teammates, and kind of the atmosphere you've had in hockey where the camaraderie is so important?
Yeah, so camaraderie, I would agree. Yeah, it's really important because like you could be having a bad day and stuff, and your teammates could easily come over and just pick you right up. So, and that was one of the things about the hockey program that was so special because like it's a whole family. We all know each other. We're all really good friends, everything like that. And then for diving, I feel like it's pretty much the same way because I know everybody out there. I think we're all really good friends. So
Great. And Ari, your team's off to a good start. You're 3-1, coming off a win last night. Talk about and tell us more about who is on the team and why the team's doing well.
We've got a nice front line of swimmers with Mike Laviani, who's kind of a distance swimmer. Jack Worth, he can do it all, but he's a backstroke specialist and been swimming a lot of IM. And then the team's real strong in sprinters with Emerson Coleman, Aaron Hodeling, and Christian Vitale. Behind them, we're a really young team, so we got a lot of 9th and 10th graders that are. It's been really neat watching them improve leaps and bounds just over this short season so far.
Well, before we get too deep in the interview, I want to mention that Ari Freedman-Weiss, you are our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week. And it's for a coach that makes the difference in the lives of young people on and within the competitive arena, but also away from it too. Can you tell us a bit about your background in swimming and diving and then what you do for a living too?
Yeah, so I started HFL schools as really just a lifeguard and pool supervisor. Started coaching the girls swim team with Norm Scheckler, who was kind of my mentor and
legend. He's a legend there.
Yeah, I took the words right out of my mouth. He is a legend. So Norm kind of grew me as his eventual replacement. And I guess outside of HFL, well, I was the community programs director for HFL for, I think, the past 10 plus years and resigned from that last February to start my own business. I purchased a 75-acre park out here in Honeoye Falls, and I'm hoping to, as soon as COVID gets behind us, open a pool up here, as well as a bunch of different child care programs and preschool.
Wow, sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's a lot to get off the ground, but working hard at it. So,
well, good luck with that.
Thank
Steve, anything more for Griffin, Mr. Bradley?
Griffin, you're a junior, so you've had success at diving, and we're hoping and praying next year is more normal. Are you going to be on the frozen water, or are you going to be on the going off the diving board?
I'm hoping to do both actually. So my our athletics director, Brian Donahue, he came up to me a couple meets ago and he asked me if I was interested in diving next year, and I said, of course I am. So he said he wanted to see if he could work it out with my hockey coach, Brendan Ruffus, and Ari to see if I could do both, because I love doing both. It's really great.
Wow, that'd be pretty neat, and that would be a great success story out of the pandemic. So
yeah.
So let me just touch on that real quick too. So like Griffin said, he came out as a 7th or 8th grader trying intramurals, and immediately showed promise on the board. And I was like, all right, Griffin, that's it. You're a diver. Let's go. And he's, no, coach, I'm a hockey player. And I'm looking at Griffin. Well, he probably weighed 70 pounds then. And then I'm thinking, nah, you're not a hockey player, but I'll let you figure that out the hard way. And here we are several years later. Griffin, you're the captain of the hockey team, right?
I was hoping to be this year, but if we don't have a season, hopefully next year.
Okay. Well, either way, he's a leader on the team. And so, after seeing what he can do this year, we'll do whatever we can do as far as the swim program to share him with the hockey team next year. he's a great kid to have on the team and a really talented diver.
Awesome.
Well, the power of social media. That's how you learned about it, right, Steve?
Yep, I saw the tweet, and I just felt, this is a conversation I really want to have because it's, something that hadn't happened in 22 years, only the second person in the school. And it's a success story of somebody taking an opportunity and making a positive out of something that a lot of people might have been disappointed about.
Well, these are the kind of conversations and the kind of athletes and coaches we like to feature here on our program. That's a wrap on another one. Guys from HFL, thanks for being on the program. Congratulations, Coach Freedman-Weiss. Good luck with your business.
Thank you.
And Griffin, congrats, young man. That's pretty cool. A perfect 10 in your first season as a real diver on the varsity. So well done, sir.
Give a shout out to your diving coach before you get off.
Thank you, Art. Heather, yeah. Heather Ranke. She's made practice really fun.
All right, Heather, congratulations to you too. It takes a village, right? That's it, folks, for another edition of the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show, brought to you by Salvador's Pizza. My thanks to my co-host Steve Bradley and to our producer Rich Jones and Phil Mercado. Have yourself a great week. We will come back and hopefully maybe a miracle will happen. We'll be talking about all the winter sports are back next week. Who knows? I know we're talking about that this week on our program. So thanks for listening here on Fox Sports 1280.